So we are well into barbecue season, but I thought maybe, just maybe, you might want some quick, easy, delicious meals that make you look like a pro with the barbecue, even though you only eat veggies. So if that's interesting for you, stick around, because today we are making grilled pineapple slaw, quick and easy, delicious roasted veggies, grilled corn, and sweetened sticky tofu. So don't mind me as I tell you how I'm making all this. I'll be cutting around and showing you that, but I'm going to be shucking some corn. And for those who aren't familiar with how to shuck corn the best way, I'm going to show you that right now. Annie and I went and picked up this corn. It was literally in the field this morning, and we went to a little market that is just down the street from the farm. By the street, I mean road, because we're out in the country. So what I like to do, grab by the husk, and then all you're going to do in one swift movement is going to crack it back, pull it down, oh, whoopsie. You're going to pull back the other side like this, pull that down. There you go, you shuck the corn in 2 movements. How easy is that? And then put in a little bowl, and then put in your compost pit, assuming you have a compost pit. This is a good trick if you have a home garden and you want to make your own compost, is build a little thing like this. It's a little compost pit that I made. This was really easy to make. I just used some wooden slates, and you got to make sure they are heat pressure treated. If I remember, I'll put it down in the description below or right on the screen here, what you want to look out for, because you got to make sure they're food grade. Some of these things, they're treated with chemicals, so you got to be careful if you're putting compost in here they're going to use to grow food. But this one's good. So it's literally all it is I put some hinges on it, I put some chicken wire on the inside to keep the food inside. Otherwise we're just going to load it up and then stir it around when it gets full. Okay, so what's great about this meal is that it seems really complicated, but I swear like 80% of it is in the prep, and it's not that complicated, and then it's just grilling time. So before you even do this, turn your barbecue on, and I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, Jeremy, you keep your barbecue pristinely clean. And that's not entirely true, because our grates, this is like a 20-year-old barbecue, and the grates were just starting to rust out. So I just replaced the grates yesterday. So they are beautiful and ready to go. Never been cleaned before. So never been cooked on before. So there we go. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is, earlier I pressed some tofu. It's not necessarily crucial. If you don't press your tofu, don't freak out. Extra firm tofu is what we're using. Doesn't matter what brand, you do you. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to just prep all of our vegetables, because once the barbecue stuff starts happening, it's going to all happen fast. And depending on the size of your grill, you might have to do things in stages. Okay, so basically what we're going to do is we're going to make the pineapple slaw first, because it's just nice for that to have some time for all the flavors to meld and marinate together. So we want to make that first and put it in the fridge. But even before we make that, we're going to cut up all the other veggies. And because we're cooking them on the barbecue, all the veggies we cook up, they don't have to be nice and tiny. We're not dicing them, we're just going to cut them into big chunks. So it shouldn't take us long to dice up all of our vegetables. And things like mushrooms, you can just leave them whole. I wouldn't even touch them. And then the next thing we want to do, just because once we start cooking things, is we want to make them really quickly. So, oh man, Woolie's gonna kill me. We got corn hair all over this table. Don't tell her. So what we're gonna want to do is get like our spice rubs and our sauces. So in this case, like the sweetened sticky tofu, which is kind of like our version of a barbecue sauce. It's going to be whole food, plant-based, obviously, no oil. And then we're going to want to make the tahini glaze that's going to go on top of the corn as well. So that way everything's just ready to go. We're not waiting on sauces, right? Who wants to wait on sauce? Sauce waits on me. I don't know what that means, but it sounded good in my head. Get off. I'm making such a mess. Woolie would be displeased with me. Blowing it away. That's my strategy. So the first thing we're doing is we're gonna grill that pineapple. So I got lazy and I just bought a pineapple that was already sliced up, had the core taken out of it. I'm sure there's other videos on the internet that will show you how to cut up a pineapple from scratch. I just wanted to save myself a little bit of time tonight, so I paid an extra $1 for that in the grocery store compared to what a pineapple itself costs, and I thought that was a $1 well spent on a Saturday afternoon. So we're gonna slice that just into like 4 rings, and then what we're going to do is we're gonna just put that right onto the barbecue grill, and we're gonna let that go for like, I don't know, a couple minutes until it's charred on both sides, really. When your barbecue is starting off, you're gonna wanna get it up to like 500 degrees Fahrenheit just to get a nice, even temperature all throughout, and then you can bring it down. Okay, it'll come up pretty quickly depending on the barbecue. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to get our cabbage and our carrots and basically everything else. We're going to shred the cabbage, shred the carrots, and then we're going to chop up the green onions. We're going to get the rest of the dressing, which is lime juice, apple cider vinegar, maple syrup, and then we're going to just stir all of that together. And once the pineapple is grilled, we're going to chop that up and put it in with that as well, along with like a good handful of chopped up cilantro and or mint if you got it. Right, want to just here put it in the fridge downstairs or somewhere where there's room. Wooly grew this. It's the size of my forearm. And I'm going to just make a little spice mix here that is a combination of garlic powder, onion powder, paprika, thyme, cumin, and a little bit of salt and pepper. And if you want to add a little bit of cayenne for heat, go for it. I might put a little bit of chili powder in here. The other thing you can really just do here is just get one of those pre-made spice mixes like a Greek rub or an Italian seasoning if you want to do that. This is where people will tell you to toss the vegetables in oil first so that the spices stick. Guess what? You can toss it in any liquid and the spices will stick. So what we're gonna do is just put a little bit of balsamic vinegar on, and we're just like a tablespoon worth just to dampen them, and then we're gonna toss them in that. We're gonna put them in this basket, and then we're gonna cook it on the barbecue for probably 10 minutes in total. Just make sure you shake it around or you mix the vegetables around from time to time. I forgot to put the mushrooms in, so we're just gonna throw them right under the grill and I'm gonna mix them around. It's not as good, but this is what you do when you make a mistake. Okay, so I always forget that this little grill thing we have for the vegetables takes up so much space on our grill. So I'm gonna do the vegetables first, and then while that's happening, I'm gonna make my sauce for the corn and for the tofu. And then once these vegetables are done, I'll be able to cook those things. And if I need to, I'll just keep these warm in the oven. But you want the corn to be warm and you want the tofu to be warm.
Grandma, are you eating all my basil? Get out of my garden! Get! Oh, she's so cute.
So we want to get the corn and put the corn on. You don't have to pre-boil it or anything. Put it right on the stove. And what we're gonna do is we're just gonna like cook it for like a minute and then rotate it like a 1/4 inch. And then you're gonna keep on doing that every minute until you've gone all the way around, and you're gonna see it charring and blackening a little bit on the bottom. So Ephraim wanted to have a Beyond Burger as well. So I'm gonna use that glazed sauce on top of that as well, because why not? So even if you aren't going completely whole food plant-based with your barbecue and you're adding something like a Beyond Burger, that sauce works well for that too. As for the tofu, what you want to do is you want to cook it for about 3 to 4 minutes on each side. Cut it up into slabs, obviously, first. And then once it's already got a char on it, that's where you're going to brush on that sauce. And you're going to cook it for another minute or 2 on each side until it's got like a little caramelized glaze. That's what you're looking for. And then once the corn is done, you're going to drizzle that tahini dressing over top, and you're going to sprinkle on the cilantro, and that's that. You're going to plate it all up, you're going to smash it in your face. I hope you enjoyed our little quick, this is how we make veggies taste good on the barbecue video. Let me know in the comments down below what you do to barbecue in the summer and what kind of recipes you throw on the grill if you have any of your own. I once made a cherry pie on the barbecue when we lost power. I don't think I want to do that again, but that's probably the most adventurous thing I did on the barbecue. Anyway, if you enjoyed this video, hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe for more videos like this. And since Annie's running away, watch this video next. And maybe she'll come back. Maybe she'll come back. Maybe just click on it. Annie?